Hobby Memorial and Foundation's Office Partnership event. We are so excited to be doing our scholarship workshop again. We have with us CTC Foundation and Development Office Coordinator, Wendy Martel, and I'm librarian,
Hi.
outreach librarian, Cindy Oser. And we're going to go over what you need to know for a scholarship. So, are you ready, Wendy?
I'm ready.
All right. Okay. All righty. Everyone has found the scholarship workshop. And I've got a little thingy in the way. Let me move that. So, why should you apply? Well, like everybody can use money, right? And so the scholarships, they range from 200 to 2,000. They'll pay for books, they'll pay for tuition. If you're in nursing, culinary, EMT, it'll pay for uniforms. So, go ahead and think about applying. Um, whoa, we got stuck. Hang on. Hang on. No, sorry. I don't know why, but it all got stuck. Okay. All righty. So to start off, guys, if you are looking for where the information is, you go to CTC and hit that About CTC up here, and CTC Foundation's there. So there we go. It was sticking before. And hit that Foundations button, and this is going to be where you are going to find all of the information that you need. Before you get started, it's probably a good idea on that page, that scholarship page, you see where it says scholarship timelines and process, to kind of familiarize yourself with the dates and all the times. So this is what the page looks like. It tells you when the scholarships start, when they close. That is very important. When they're going to review it, when the awards are emailed, the reception, the list is sent to the financial aid office. It's all finalized. The funds are released. And very important, Wendy, you want to tell them what happens when they don't get their funds because they didn't read their email?
Nothing we can do at that point.
Yeah.
Scholarships are once they're released and given to the students, it's done for the semester. It's not done for the season. We'll give you a few days after the close of the acceptance, and after that point, there's not much we can do because it goes on to the next student that's eligible.
So, guys, make sure you keep track of that timeline. They also have in that page is the process. It's really important that you read this also in order to see the way that your scholarship is going to be looked at. It's going to have a committee, it's going to be anonymous. Then you get scores in the rubrics. You want to go ahead and kind of explain what the rubrics is about, Wendy?
So we have three different types of scholarships that we can award. We can award a merit based on GPAs and performance academically. We have financial need scholarships based on the FAFSA scores that are generated when the application is put in for a FAFSA. And then we have general awards that don't have a they're not based on anything economic or anything academic. So it may be students that are in a certain program. or um, maybe there's something that they've participated in the community. So there's a few different ways you can get scholarships.
Okay. All righty. So guys, this is all the information. It explains when the funds will be released. It explains, the payment, everything that you need. So when you get started, read that first and familiarize yourself with that first. We're going to go through it all again, but I just wanted to point out those links that are going to be very important for you guys to review. Okay, did you want to add anything else about the process before we get started, Wendy?
Nope, not at this
Okay,
time.
okay. All right. So there is a ton of scholarships available. This is only a small screenshot of what is available. Notice the deadline date. Notice that the two above that circle had a due date of December 1st, 2023. If there is a due date that is before the general due date, then make sure that you get your application done early. But generally, all the rest of them are that February 28th, 2024. If you miss the deadline, you miss the scholarship. So be very aware of dates while you are going through this process.
And
All
those
right.
those two
Go
scholarships
ahead.
that have already closed, those
Yes.
are due to funds that are still available. They will be opened back up and added to this list. So if you qualify for them, you will be added in once they're reactivated. I just have to go in and see how many funds are still available for those two scholarships.
Okay. All right. Thanks. So before you uh start with the scholarship process, then you need to also be applying to CTC. You can fill out the scholarship before, as long as what's the date when they have to apply to be a student for this go round, Wendy?
For the scholarship purposes only, they
Mm-hmm.
probably need to apply before the end of January,
Okay.
just to make sure that everything gets processed, because there may be some things that they need that they've got to get before they can be accepted into the CTC program.
Okay, so those seniors out there, they need to get started now on the application.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Make sure that you go ahead and apply. You won't have an Eagle Mail if you are not a student yet, so you can use your personal email to register. But be thinking ahead, those seniors out there who are watching this. Okay. All right. Once you become a CTC student, then you will get an Eagle Mail, and you can use that. Go ahead and sign up for the Eagle Mail. It is under the CTC, umbrella website, and you can go ahead and make sure it's working. You can use that email for this application. Just make sure it's going to send you a link to verify. You need to send that. Also, it's a good idea to, once you get in your Eagle Mail, there's a feature in there that will forward your Eagle Mail to your personal email, because I know a lot of you guys don't check your Eagle Mail. And that way it'll always be coming right there under your nose. Because, especially if everybody's always got their phone in their hands. All right. Also, another thing that will be helpful, it is not required, but it would be helpful, especially if you are trying to get a scholarship for financial need, to complete the FAFSA application. When's the earliest they can fill it out, Wendy? Like their age, or if they're high school, or what?
You have to be a graduate of high school in order to become eligible for FAFSA. I believe they start accepting applications in the fall semester for the spring graduates. It is based on 2 years previous, so your parents you'll need their information to fill out that FAFSA.
Mhm. Yeah. So that'll be helpful too, to get those scholarships that are based on financial need. So, and then if you need help with that as well, you can either, go on over, contact the foundation's office or, contact the financial aid office and they can help you with that. Okay. Wendy usually has cards around, but they're not quite updated yet. But on those cards, the actual QR code is updated, right?
Yes.
Yes. And so if you're looking for how to get to information and you want to do it on your phone, just find one of those little cards or find a flyer around campus and scan that QR code, and it'll bring you to the scholarship page. All right. So going back to the scholarship page, you've already looked at the timeline, you've looked at the process. Now you're going to go to the Award Spring website. Now, you're going to first have to sign up and set your password. And then once you do that, then all you have to do from that point is sign in. And they will send you a confirmation letter so that you can go ahead and click it and then you're in. I had to redo that again this morning, Wendy.
Okay.
I had problems getting in, but I got in after this. All right. So now you're here. And this is going to be where you start. Notice it's got the due date on it, and you're going to hit apply. You don't have to finish the application like right away. You can keep going back to it. It keeps the information for you. So let's look at the things you're going to have to do. And I suggest, I looked at the site this morning again, and there are a lot of questions that before you sit here and fill out everything, you may want to like just look through the whole thing. It'll let you advance to the next page and come up, maybe pre-type a bunch of stuff so that, when it's time to put it in there, you can copy and paste it. Um, make sure you've got a lot of time to be filling this out. But the first things that you're going to be doing is just general questions. Oh, and very important. And it remains the same, right, Wendy? If they don't have an answer, put NA
Yes,
for
ma'am.
everything. Yes.
Yes.
Don't leave anything blank
And
because
I see something I didn't correct on there. It says essay. The essay's been replaced by questions asking. It's the same questions, but they're just in short comment form.
yeah,
So there is no essay anymore. That's been taken out. That was a
right.
deterrent. We've had lots of people say they didn't like that, so we were able to take that out and hopefully.
Well, yeah, and y'all improved it too. When we get to
Mhm.
that page, y'all made it so much easier. And so we'll get that worked out. But all right, so basically you're just going to be answering basic questions for the first part of this. The reason why you're answering some questions that you're like, I don't see why I need to answer this. This is what is used to find scholarships that you qualify for. Like if you're an active duty soldier, there may be some scholarships that are specifically for you, or a single parent, there may be some for you. So this is how they determine who qualifies for what scholarship by you guys truthfully answering these questions. And speaking of questions, I'll give you an example. One of the questions asks about the library. Have you attended events? Have you been a byways? We're able to check that because we keep a running total and a spreadsheet of that. So it's very important that, don't answer something incorrectly if you think that'll give you more scholarship opportunity. It's not going to be helpful. But do go ahead and fill out what is, you've truly got. And, You'll be surprised. There's a lot of scholarships out there for all of them, huh, Wendy?
There are scholarships out there for just about everyone.
Yes, yes. So it's not like you're not going to get offered a lot. All right. So again, as you see, they are just basic questions that it's like, why do they need to know that? Make sure you answer it. Make sure you answer it. Um, all right. Now the one about the have you been awarded a scholarship from the CTC Foundation? You want to explain how they get points on getting a scholarship previously?
So if you've received a scholarship before, it kind of bumps you up in the ratings a little bit. As long as everything's gone good, you haven't been dropped from any of the um, programs, or your GPA hasn't gone below the minimum, it bumps you up in there in the ratings a little bit. So you definitely want to make sure you answer that question with a yes if you've had one before. And again, we do go ahead and check those and follow up to make sure that that's accurate. We don't want to award somebody something with some extra points that they didn't really qualify for. So we do follow up on some of those, but
Yeah.
um,
So it
yeah,
helps get that first scholarship because then
yes,
you're getting those
definitely.
extra points. All right. Okay. Make sure that you look and you find out. That's why I said read the questions first. And if you're not sure of an answer, either ask, contact the foundation's office, or try to figure out like how many credit hours you have or will have. All that information is kind of hard to find out, just right on the spot. Like, don't give the scholarship, wait till like 5 minutes before it's due to start filling it out.
Right.
We know y'all do that. Some of y'all do that. Don't do that. All right. Okay.
And one of the big things is to remember is if you change a degree plan or your course of study, that needs to be noted. When that happens, you need to call our office and let us know so we can make that change on your application, because that could affect your scholarship. If you change it during the summer and you got a nursing scholarship and you've changed to culinary arts, there are scholarships that are specific to those. So the money will not release to those students that have changed their degree plans. So let us know so we can get those changes made and see if there's anything that's available that you do qualify for at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I promise you, over at CTC Foundations and Wendy, they don't bite. So
Oh,
they're your friends in this. They're your friends. All right. Also, extracurricular, those clubs. Make sure that you go ahead and, mark things down. It might be like a music scholarship, and you've had on your own personal, music classes or gotten an award for something. So make sure that you look at all of these things. Um, they do help. All right. Now, as Wendy was saying, they don't have the essay anymore, but they have these 200-word questions. Basically, this is in the past. They've wanted you guys to answer this information. And this is the way to get y'all to answer it. Make sure that we'll go over like the do's and don'ts of what to put into these answers. But don't just like for the why did you choose the degree plan you're on, didn't want to do it. Just say, that's not how you write these answers. You've got 200 words. And so you explain it, you maybe can go into, what caused you, or you felt you had more of a connection, or you took a class and realized that's really what you wanted to be. Um, let them know who you are, because the answers to these questions are going to set you apart from other students. Um, you know, your academic goals at CTC. I want to make money. That's not an answer. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants money. Everybody needs money. Okay. What will set you apart from other students. And here's some of the do's and the don'ts. When you are filling out these, make sure that you avoid generalizations. I work hard. Everybody works hard. Um, don't throw a bunch of cliches in there. Cliches make your brain, when you're reading it, makes your brain turn off, because your meaning of the cliche may not be the same as our meaning of the cliche. If if you're doing talking about the military, remember that your reader who is reading these answers may not be military based, may not know what the acronym means. So spell it out first, then you can go ahead and put in parentheses after that the acronym. Make sure you help your reader out. Check your grammar. Go ahead. Oh,
Oh,
Wendy. Oh, okay.
no, I'm good.
Check your grammar, have other people check your grammar. You can, run it through Grammarly, or if you want, you can send it to there's 3 paper review services on campus. There is the Academic Studio, Prowl, and the library. Just let them know that you would just like to have them look at what you've written for the scholarship. We've had several people who have said, can you just look this over and check it for grammar? And we do. And we're not going to write your paper for you. None of the services are going to write your paper for you, but they will go ahead and check for your grammar. Use complete sentences. There's written communication, and there's spoken communication, verbal communication. Verbal communication, you don't really have to say it in too much of a complete sentence, but in written communication, you do. So don't start off your sentence like, hey, you, I'm excited. If you see you got like every other sentence has an exclamation point, you might want to like tone it down. All right. And make sure that your answer pertains to the question. Don't go off on a tangent. You've got 200 words in each section. Make sure that you are answering the question, because, if you've not answered the question or you've not done anything, there's what? How many last year? How many applications did they have last year, Wendy?
We had upwards of 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah. And so they're reading 1,000, and if
Twice.
you're twice, and if you're being annoying in what you're writing, that would make it very hard to say, well, you could represent this scholarship proudly. Because remember, winning a scholarship means that you are representing that institution or that foundation, or that company, or whoever is sponsoring the scholarship. You want to make them proud. And so take this very serious, take this very professional. So, all right. These are some things that would help is, one of the questions is, what do you plan on doing? Talk about your accomplishments. You can, if you had something that changed your life, like a life change, and that's why you decided to change your major, your degree plan, you can go ahead and include that in, because it shows that you're learning from something, and you are making positive changes. So make sure that you put a little bit of you in there. Otherwise, it's what we call a data dump, where there's no feelings. Oh, and speaking of data dumps with no feelings, do not get AI involved at all. Not. It's very easy for librarians, for professors. We can see when AI is used. And do not sound like AI, do not use AI, because that really shows that you're not willing to do the work once you win a scholarship. And so make sure that you are up and up. And I mean, shoot, y'all got a good chance. Y'all all have a great chance. Just be yourself, be professional, and just show us who you are. Okay, and when you're getting ready to answer it, like I said, if you want to do it all beforehand and then come back and fill in, stick it into the little box, that'll work. And then if you do it on Word or whatever, you can count how many words are in your essay anyway, your little answer. So that would work. Make sure you don't rush through this. Remember, you're telling someone about yourself. Don't like write it as though the reader knows you already. We've read papers here at the library where they forget to include information that would explain to us what they're doing or what they're saying. Use examples, be positive, be grateful. If it's one long continuous 200-word complaint, yeah, she laughs because she knows. um, don't do that. Okay. All right. Now, once you've applied, and you can keep changing your answers up until the due date. Is that correct, Wendy?
Correct.
Okay. After the due date's over, monitor your email to see if you're going to be getting it. Is that still the correct date? Awards will be made by June 1st.
Awards will start being made probably around the second week of April.
Okay.
Um, we'll go through an acceptance period, and then the ones that aren't awarded because of failure to reply to an offer, they'll be reawarded again. So the final comb through, I guess, of the scholarships, um, hopefully will be done by the June 1st. So
Okay.
we'll have everything awarded by then. There is a possibility if someone comes up and says in August that they're not going to be coming back to CTC for some reason, then we may have a scholarship and go back in and award that scholarship. But all awards are done through email, and you have to respond on the acceptance page, and that's through an email that's sent to your email address.
Okay. All right. So again, if you're going to be using Eagle Mail, make sure you do that forwarding, option too, so that you don't miss that. And if you have not been awarded, write a thank you note, because there are many people in foundations and it's where on campus that took the time to read your answers. Wendy reads thousands. How many you've read in the years you've been here? Thousands and thousands.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
and sometimes I have to go back and read them multiple times, depending on what the situation is. Sometimes we have to go back and re-award, and maybe we have two students that are, neck and neck in the scores. Maybe they have the same score. So yeah, I have to go back in and read them multiple times sometimes. Sometimes I
So,
just send them out to someone else and I say, okay, read these and rescore them because I can't.
mhm, yeah. So it's just a lot of work, and it would be great to just be grateful. Because guess what? If you write a thank you note and you apply next year, they
You never
already have
know.
seen you. They've seen
Yeah.
you, and so, just keep trying. Keep trying. All right. So some of the questions we've had over the year, and you may have gotten newer questions, but the ones that we've gotten before is my high schooler eligible? And Wendy's already answered that. They have to be eligible for FAFSA. So that means if they're a senior, then they've got to get that FAFSA in,
Hmm.
right? Okay.
Right.
But they can still apply without the FAFSA, correct? If they're a
Yes.
senior? Hmm.
And you may notice in there's a question that says, "Are you a graduating senior in the spring of this application?" That's to help kind of weed out some of those that may be junior or below, and also to help with the students that we have several scholarships that are for graduating seniors. So that question in particular will pull their names to the top.
All right. And we didn't change this one. We changed all the other
Yeah,
ones. Yeah, it's actually December, what is it?
December
December
1st.
1st. Yeah,
Mhm.
is when the applications are open each year. So,
We're trying to
again,
give these students as much time as possible to get these applications in. So it's kind of a rush for us to get them done by then, but we get it done. So there's that extra month and a half for them to get those in.
yeah. And I don't have this as a question, but are all of the scholarships a certain GPA?
Minimum scholarships or minimum GPA for any scholarship is going to be 2.5, 2.0. Some scholarships do require higher GPAs. Maybe the criteria is a little bit stiffer.
Mhm,
A lot of the nursing certificate or nursing scholarships require a higher GPA because we have
mhm,
so many applicants that qualify for it.
mhm. And guys, 2.0, it's C's.
It's passing.
Yeah, it's passing. So, I've always heard, oh, well, I'm not smart enough. And it's like, check again. First of all,
Yeah.
do better. Study a little harder for things, use all the services, the paper reviews and stuff like that on campus. But don't just, throw it away because you think that you're not, because 2.0 is a decent, that's average. So okay, and we kind of answered that question about when they're offered, and
And the
it's
biggest thing with that is we try to get them made so that students can get them awarded or get them approved, accepted. I'll get it in a minute. They get them accepted before the reception in May. So
yeah,
we want as many people to attend that reception as possible.
yeah, yeah.
And that's a chance for you to get to meet the donors and the donors to get to meet you.
My computer froze again. Hang on. All right, hang on. Let me. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Technology. All right, so there's the 2.0. Oh, and a minimum credit of 3 hours per semester. Is that still the same?
Yes, yes. I did have someone this semester that applied or they received a scholarship and they were only taking 1 credit hour. Um, Unfortunately, I told them they had to take more hours so that they could get that scholarship released.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, so make sure you read all the little fine print of everything as well. All right. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing this. Apologies, guys. Okay. So I'm just going to do a brief thing about if you're looking for scholarships outside of CTC. CTC has a ton of scholarships, but if you guys are looking for more scholarship money, then definitely you can look around there or scholarships everywhere. But always read the fine print. Make sure that you are meeting all the qualifications. What does the scholarship pay for? Sometimes it's something specific or a specific subject. Read the mission statements and the about us of those scholarships because um, you may not, your values and what you believe in, they may not. And so those scholarships are looking for someone to represent them and to say, oh, look, this is our scholarship recipient. So you have to do a lot more work for scholarships outside of CTC, but shoot, go for it. You can find it many places. There's a ton of them online. If you find them online, make sure they're reputable. Like, do not just go scholarships.com. Okay. .coms and .nets. We tell you guys this all the time. Can be somebody's idea, might be a scam or whatever. Probably, library has scholarship books. Look for .govs, .edus. That will, those are ones that are probably, if not, yes, legit. And you can go ahead and look for your scholarships then. All right, we lost Wendy's picture. So both of us are having glitches with computers. If you need further information, it's okay to go ahead and call over at the foundation's office. Wendy, we don't see you anymore. And this is their number, or you can email Wendy. Or if you have a question, you can email the library at referencerequest@ctcd.edu. If you have a question that on a day that the library is closed, you can still go ahead and send that email to that because we are on call every single day and we will check it and we will get you the correct information. So, Wendy, I do not see your picture anymore. So did you have anything else to add? Hopefully you can at least hear me. Wendy, we have lost her. All right. So everyone, thank you for listening. And we will, if we don't see Wendy, she is at the foundation's building, and we will go ahead. She will answer any questions. Before we go, we want to remind you of a couple of things we've got going on here at our library. We are now accepting applications for Byways, our Journal of Arts and Letters. So if you go to the library's website, go all the way down, you can find, hit Byways. It'll give you some information on that. We also have a series that we're doing, Surviving Adulthood series. And our first one is on January 29th on first aid, and January 31st on internet safety. And each week, once or twice a week, we're going to have one of these events in this series, and it will be helpful information, basic information for all of you guys. So make sure you check those out. Also on Tuesday, January the 30th at noon, we are going to have some local poets. Um, this year's Black History Month is African Americans in the Arts, and they are going to be reciting some of their amazing work. So please make sure to go ahead and get involved in events, check out the scholarship, and I will tell Wendy goodbye for everyone. So you guys have a great, great wet day. Stay warm, and we will see you next time. Thanks. And Alyssa, if you will take me out, please.